Hello, welcome to the climb to 1800. Now, this is actually the second time I started recording tonight. And by tonight, I really mean this morning since it's 1 a.m. However, the game I just played, as you can probably see, didn't last very long. It lasted 5 moves. My opponent was a 1600, and after it got to this position, they literally just let the time run out and forfeited. So I didn't think it would be useful to include, but I'm back to 1500. So obviously that's not going to be the game for today. We're going to play another one. But that was very weird. They played 5 moves and then decided that they didn't want to play chess anymore. So we're going up against c4. Oh no, we're playing the English. We're playing the fianchetto variation. I'm going to have to wing it. I know literally no theory here. Now is our last chance to play here. If I wanted to play d5 Grunfeld style, I'd have to play it now, because otherwise they're going to get in knight f3. However, I play the King's Indian, as you guys know, so I'm not going to be playing d5. I assume they're going to play knight f3 here to... Oh, okay. Now, this might not... I'm sure it's a fine move by them. The immediate thing I'm thinking, though, is that their light squares are unbelievably weak. And that's probably going to be a long-term advantage for me if I can activate my light squared bishop and make use of that. But we're just going to castle for now, because that seems like the appropriate move. Plays f3 now. Okay, I mean, I see nothing wrong with playing my normal King's Indian stuff. Okay, now he activates the bishop. But again, his light squares are very weak, but his bishop is doing a nice job covering them. If I can get rid of that bishop in the future, that would be incredible for me. Or at least trade it off, and then I would have light square domination. I don't want to play knight c6, because I'm thinking that he's probably just going to push and then establish a super strong center with d5, e4. I'm thinking knight d7 is probably a fine move, and I think that that's probably what I'm going to play. I could actually even push right now, but that would probably lead to a queenless endgame, which I would hate to play. Too boring for me, so I'm going to play knight d7. And I'm going to take a little bit longer in the opening here than I normally do, because I am super unfamiliar with this position. And my opponent played a3. I'm assuming that the intention is to play b4 on the next move. I can stop this idea by playing 2 moves. I can either play a5, or I can play c5 right now. Or I can even just play e5 right now. And out of all those options, I'm leaning towards e5. But let's address each of the other ones. If I play c4, c5, that might stop him from pushing here. But I don't like how cramped my position is after he plays d5 and follows it up with e4, which also resolves a lot of his light squared weaknesses. Makes his bishop a little bit passive, but overall, I don't like how cramped that is for the black side. a4, I like short term, but long term, I feel like this pawn, my c pawn, is going to move and give his knight a super strong outpost on b5. If I play e5 right now and he moves forward, I feel like that's going to be a lot easier to play against than if it was c5, c5, e5, d5. So with all of that said, I'm going to play e5. And if he captures, I'm going to recapture with the knight, because that comes with tempo, and I don't like the idea of opening up my queen and just maybe allowing a queen trade in the near future. I don't like that idea at all. Now he can obviously still play this, but instead he takes there. Now there is something to be said about taking with the pawn and then trying to push it forward, really cramping up his position, and that does look very good actually. Taking c takes d5, sorry, d takes e5, and then I assume he's going to play this, but I can play rook e8 and try to push this forward. The issue is that after d takes e5, I'm b4. I have no proof he's going to play b4, but I feel like he probably will. Then if I try to then he can actually play e4 to stop me from pushing, which would actually be probably a totally fine position for me, but... And actually, the more I talk about it, the more I'm thinking that taking with the knight here would be wrong. Because it's really easy for him to defend his pawn. He can actually... Okay, I feel like this is going to kind of not make or break the game, but it's definitely going to define what kind of position the rest of the game is going to be. And I do like the idea of clamping down, and then I can play f5 later. Ooh, this does look pretty tasty. However, if I take with this, with the knight, he can actually play this, push forward. I don't like any of the continuations after knight takes e5, c5. That just looks really dreadful to defend. Because even though it's a pawn sack, that leaves my knight loose. That leaves this pawn loose. I can try to play this, but not in the near future because my pawn is gonna, my rook is going to be hanging. So without further ado, I think I'm going to be taking with the pawn. And I'm not actually afraid of b4 because I feel like it's gonna hit nothing. There's nothing really on this side of the board for him to attack super concretely. Because my king is super safe. Okay, he plays rook b1. I assume that's to strengthen the push, but he could have played it already. I didn't have any way to stop him. I mean, now I could play a4, and that's actually looking better now than it did before. Because now after takes, I assume that I guess he recaptures with the knight, but that leaves him with an isolated pawn. Oh, sorry, I don't know what I was talking about. Here, takes. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's probably better to just play rook e8 and push this forward. And play for the f5 push. I'm actually not afraid of this at all. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. I could also play c5, but I don't like the fact that after this, he can kind of just force the queen trade if this knight ever moves, so I'm thinking rook e8 is probably a fine move here. I'm really not afraid of this push. I don't think it's going to clamp down on my position that much. Now, my light squared bishop is my biggest liability right now. One thing he does have to consider is that this knight is pretty loose if he pushes this pawn. So if I push this in the future, I have discoveries. Now, that's probably not going to win me any material, but it's definitely something to keep in mind in the position. And instead, he wants to trade knights. I'm not going to lie, I didn't see that coming. But I'm not sure if it's because it's a good move or a bad move. I think it's because it's a bad move. Because takes, what's the continuation there? Takes, obviously he recaptures with the bishop, right? Then I can play f5, which is kind of what I wanted to play anyway. Then he moves back, and I play e5. I make the connect 4, but I really weaken my light squares. But I also give a really nice developing square for my knight. I open up my light squared bishop. So there's definitely pros and cons. If I don't capture, I'm not sure what my alternate move would be. So I think I'm going to capture. I need, obviously, recaptures. Now, there is something to be said about replacing the knight there. However, I don't like queen takes, rook takes. That seems super boring. But, I don't know, am I weakening my king too much if I do this? His king is directly in the center. And I get a super strong post here. No, I think that f5 is definitely the move. And, I mean, he can give me this check instead, but that's a meaningless check. I'll be able to reposition my knight, chase him away pretty much instantly. At least I hope it's a meaningless check. Maybe I shouldn't have played f5. Maybe I should have been a bit more solid. I don't know. I'm in the mood to attack. But yeah, I mean, he can give me this check. If he doesn't give me this check, I'm probably going to connect 4 after maybe moving my knight over. But then again, I don't want to move my knight over too fast because I don't want to give him this. Okay, so he does play that. Now, if I play a waiting move, then he'll probably be able to stabilize by pushing this pawn. And playing e4 here looks crushing. How does he ever develop? because he can't put the knight there. I mean, he can try to play there, but then I'll bring my knight in. This looks really good for me. Another option is to push here. To push f4. And then obviously takes comes with check, but not too meaningful. Oh, but he can't block there. He could block there, but I would walk into this. I'm thinking I want to move the knight first, and then if he pushes e4, then I takes, and I have a really serious threat, even though I have the isolated pawn. Wait, so do I push this first, or do I not? I kind of want to provoke that, but oh no, I don't, because if I play a waiting move, he doesn't play e4, he plays f4, and actually, is that good? f4 takes, can't capture there, so takes. Maybe it's not even that good, but you know what? I'm in the attacking mood, as I said before, so I think I'm going to play it. Okay, developing his knight, logical. I'm assuming he's trying to castle, but I'm going to get my pieces in really nicely. How do I get my knight here? I want it to be here first, so I'd have to maneuver like that. Oops, like that. Is it worth all that tempo? Maybe not. It's probably better to just play here, play for this super strong square, attacking this with tempo. But I also don't want to trade queens right away, so I have to be careful of that. Then again, I feel like the queen trade would still benefit me, because here, takes, and his king is in the center. He's going to have to castle. He's going to lose this pawn. So I am going to play this. Even if the queen trade happens, I'm still totally fine. I just probably would lose some of... Actually, maybe I should have moved my queen first. It is slightly annoying that he has the option of queen trading. He doesn't. Instead, he loses a pawn. Do I want it? Do I even want the pawn? I mean, it's free, right? This outpost is really nice. And it's gonna be almost impossible for him to get rid of me. Is it worth more than this pawn? I don't think so. I could also double up the pressure. He's probably going to defend, but then I play this. No, no matter how I look at it, I need to take this pawn to secure the advantage. Am I blundering anything? Blunder check. Oh, I am blundering something if I take this pawn. If I take this pawn, he can actually pin me. But is that an issue? Because then I play bishop here. Then he captures here. So it isn't black and white. Here, queen pins. Here, capture is here. And do I trap his queen, possibly? I don't think so. I mean, I can play this. No, I can play... Wait, I'm trying to see if I can trap his queen. Sorry, this might take a minute. So, takes, pins, here, captures. If I play here, he can't escape there. He can escape there. But that would... Wait a minute. Here, captures. Not a fork. But he would have to capture there. Then he takes, and it looks like I'm winning. But don't know for sure. I could also literally just here, queen blocks, but then he attacks me with the knight. It's getting a little bit messy. Do I gambit the pawn? Or do I play more solidly? I can also just slide my king out of the way first. No, here takes here. If he takes there too, then I actually get... Ugh, I don't like this at all. All this thinking is making me nauseous. No, I think I can take. I think that my position is so dominant that even if he does pin me, I'm fine. Oh, and he doesn't even see it. What? Okay, well, I mean, if he gives me the opportunity, I'm going to go right back here so I can get back to my amazing spot. I don't know what this guy is fully doing. And obviously this... Okay. He wants to win that, but I don't think it's going to work. I have no clue what this man is doing. I mean, I might as well go here, right? That has kind of been my plan, but I don't want to give him my dark squared bishop because of how strong it is. You know what? I might want to dissuade him by playing queen here, then rook here, then plot my... Yeah, so I want to slide my queen out of the way so that I can replace it with my rook and he can't queen trade. Because if he queen trades now, I feel like my... Well, whatever attack I had brewing is kind of over. So I didn't want to allow him to worm his way out. And I do have 4 minutes to his 14, but again, the purpose of me playing chess right now isn't to, you know, gain elo as fast as possible, even though this is a rating climb. The purpose is for me to actually get better, and the way to get better is to spend a long time thinking about a position so that you make the best move, in my opinion at least. And that's what my coach has told me. And my coach is an international master, so I do trust him. And I can hear my doggy Charlie walking into the room. You guys might get a little cameo. Good girl. Let me move my camera so you guys can see her. Good girl, Charlie. That's my doggy. And for the first time, opponent is thinking. If I had to estimate it, I'd say that I have a pretty good advantage right now. Then again, maybe my king safety is so bad that it's not actually as good as I think it is. Okay, he does play a check. Don't fully see why. It's not like he wins anything. That actually is more annoying than I originally thought. Maybe my king is a little bit too open, but I can just like slide my king over. I don't need to block him. If I play this, he's going to take here probably. Then actually I play here. Where does his queen go? His queen goes here, only square. Then I capture here, and that's got to be winning for me. Yeah, so here takes here. Only move for him to not lose his queen is to play here, and then, I mean, just look at that position. No, wait. Then I can even harass him. Yeah, okay, I don't need to calculate this any further. I know that this is winning. I know that this is winning. And his position is, I feel like on the verge of collapse. It's possible that it isn't, but I think it is. The only problem is his king is actually annoyingly safe. Oh, he just slides all the way back. He didn't take the pawn. Respectable. Okay, now I'm going to play a move that's going to buy me some time. Attacking the queen. And also trying to get this pawn if he lets me. He does not let me. Who would have seen that coming? Okay. Now how to proceed. How to proceed. I mean, I've wanted to sack my rook there for a while now, or my knight there for a while now. I could also push my pawn. Could also try to get in here, but then the problem is he takes my bishop. He trades it, at least. Okay, and I think that the time has come for me to start pushing my own pawns. Because my advantage, I feel like, is coming in activity, and I need to keep up activity. I can't sit around forever making these small improving moves. He takes there. Surprising to me. Because now my dark squared bishop is uncontested and incredibly strong. So I was not expecting that capture at all. I mean, my bishops are like laser guns. But even though I suspect I have a good advantage here, and that can't be right. I mean, that can't be right. Do I take en passant? Because if I take en passant, obviously he recaptures, but that can't be right. Do I take en passant? No, why would I open up his bishop when he's put it in jail for me? No, I'm not going to take you en passant. Why would I do that? No way. You've locked in your own pieces. Now you're going to have to watch them sit in jail. Taking en passant there would have given him the activity that he was lacking. And I think that would have been a massive error. I'm going to try to win this game on the queen side, actually. I think. Just because his pieces are so tied down. It's almost hard for him to move anywhere. At least with his bishop. So that's understandable. Now he wants to trade because of that. However, the alignment of pieces is always something to watch out for. And even though there aren't any tactics on the board quite yet, I think. Pretty soon there will be. Okay, I'm going to play a bit of a sneaky move. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just going to play it solid. I'm going to play it solid because I have a tactic in mind, and I'm thinking it might work. He could just capture, and he does. But now I just have a super active position. And he wants to trade absolutely everything. I don't really want to trade that. Do I have to? No. I don't. I don't see any moves that would be much better, though. Obviously, the reason he wants to trade is because... Wait, but I'm up a pawn, so in theory, shouldn't all trades benefit me right now? Okay, well, I'm down to a minute, so I think that this trade definitely benefits me. Just due to the time situation, if nothing else. Okay, and now I push this. Or, I mean, obviously I can't take there because queen. But, okay, I'm going to try to trade the queens. If he trades the queens, he's dead lost. Because his bishop is literally impossible to activate. So I'm basically a piece up if he takes this queen. And opponent might be realizing that now too. And if he plays here to try to preserve his pawn, I will play here, threatening his knight, forcing the queen trade, and getting a passer. And I'm in love with... Okay, he doesn't do that. He takes there. But, I mean, his bishop is dead. I guess it won't be dead for too long if he plays there. But, I mean, this looks really good for me. Look at how trapped he is. His knight can't move anywhere. Okay, so he does try to get some activity, but Now it might even be too late because my bishop is gonna be super active. If he plays, okay, so he plays there to defend, but now I have a fork. Yeah, and he's gonna actually have to move back here to block his bishop again, which is hilarious. Wow, I've never seen a more trapped position than white is in right now. I guess he could go there, but I still take, so it doesn't actually change anything. And actually, if he goes there, I'm going to take this way to attack his knight again and actually trap it that time. Wow. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think his knight is trapped. Wow. Yeah. Fully trapped. Wow. Wow. Positional advantages were converted this game. And we do claim the victory. Let's go! We're actually 15-13. This is the highest recorded score on this account. Remember, I was never actually 1500, but the very first game I played on this account, you know, when it asks you, like, what's your level? Like, intermediate, beginner. I think I put intermediate. I was stupid. I was definitely a beginner. But I've said intermediate, and by chance, I won my first game against, like, a good opponent. It was literally just lucky, like a blunder he made, I think. So I was 15-10 for one game, and then I dropped, like, below 1,000 really quickly. But this is the highest this account has ever legitimately been, so I'm so hyped, and I'm very excited to see the game review here. And I'm glad that we aren't in the 1400s anymore. Hopefully I won't have to reach 1500 for a third time. Or for a fourth time now. But 87 versus 75, so it was a pretty good game. Even, yeah, we just built up an advantage, and we never really let it go, as the game review coach says, and not letting up. So let's see. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to talk about theory here because I don't know any theory. Yeah, I mean, I had a feeling E3 was an inaccuracy just because of how much it weakened all these squares. But instead of castling, I probably should have played D5, right? Oh, C5. Okay, well, I doubt I'm ever going to get this position again, so I'm not going to try too hard to commit it to memory, but yeah, and then E5 was the correct break. I was also considering A5, which is fine. It's just a totally equal position. And C5, which again is fine, totally equal position. So yeah, all these moves were pretty much fine. It's just about the style. And yeah, capturing there was a mistake, because capturing with the pawn was better. If I took with the knight, then he has... I thought C5 was annoying. Is it not? No, apparently this pawn sacrifice is completely unsound. But either way, he's fine because he can just develop normally, play bishop b3, or sorry, just b3. But taking with the pawn is definitely better. And I missed up I missed an opportunity. Yeah, I mean, this move was just useless because he didn't really achieve anything at all. But my move was also bad. I should have played here. Why? To offer the queen trade? How am I +2 here? I guess just because of how much easier it is to play my position, plus the fact that I'm castled. He isn't. His knight has a bit of an awkward time developing because after it reaches e2, it can't really go out. I don't know. It just looks like positional advantages that maybe I'll understand when I'm better at chess. But for now, I missed that. But he missed it too, and I found the best move. I was also considering, well, nothing else. It seemed like the only logical one. And yeah, I'm just fully winning here. F5 is a mistake that hurts, because I was so happy about that. I guess that knight F3 is the right idea, or maybe not. Okay, that's bad too. How do I threaten it without... Oh, so I should have... Okay, so I should have moved the knight just the opposite way. And so I'm just having a long-term positional advantage here because his king is trapped in the middle of the board. So I'm just gonna have a more pleasant endgame with okay, if I would have found that line, I would have been a pawn up, but I would not have found that line in all likelihood. Maybe, but who knows? But okay, I played the wrong move. I'm still winning. And then e4 is best, locking him away. Yeah, and then just developing all here is good. Taking the pawn was not the best move. What should I have done? Oh, wow. That's kind of crazy. I should have just pushed the pawn into his throat. That sounded weird. I don't know why I said it like that. Forgot I said it like that. Yeah. Oh, I don't know why I said it like that. Sorry, guys. I'll never say that. But anyway, I was worried about this line. But yeah, after bishop e6, I'm fine. I was calculating this, but queen d7 is fine. Bishop e7. I mean, yeah, I was thinking about a bunch of different moves here. I was thinking about this move mostly, but I guess it's not ideal. Yeah, it's not ideal. So here I should have played, if I would have reached this position, should have played queen d7. I'm assuming that the idea here is to connect the rook so I can play this next move, but I didn't see that. But it didn't matter I didn't see that because he made more inaccuracies. I should have traded the queens. Yeah, not trading there actually took away all my advantage. Wait, I thought it was +2. Guess not? Wait, that's so weird. If I go into analysis, my advantage is +0.8. If I go into game review, my advantage is 1.6. Which one is correct? I'm really not sure. But anyway, this all happened. Queen e7 was bad. Should have traded. Just because his position is so cramped that going into an endgame plus a pawn, like a pawn up, is going to be a good thing pretty much no matter what. All this is fine too. Should I just... Okay. Should have connected more eyes on this, I suppose. I'm getting a request for a bullet game. If you're watching this video, I'm sorry I would have played you, but obviously I'm reviewing the game right now. Then I tried pushing c5, not the best option. I should have brought my rook up. I'm assuming that I'm going to try to connect the rooks. No, I'm going to attack the queen with tempo. Then I'm going to... Okay, just maneuver. Okay. I'm not going to analyze that move for too long. Yeah, and taking here would have, I assume, removed all of my advantage, right? Oh, not all of it, but a good portion of it. Yeah, and the computer definitely agrees I should not have taken that. Where would have been better? I guess playing f6 is better, or bishop f6. Then all of this is great. Yeah, trading queens is fine, and yeah, I mean, now it's just a really simple win. Even if he hadn't blundered the knight and had gone back here, then, like, I'm winning all of these pawns. And, I mean, there's no way that you survive that, unless you're Magnus Carlsen, in which you can beat me with literally nothing but a king, probably, which isn't even possible, but it is for him. But my big idea was that if he went, like, here, I was going to play queen... Yeah, okay, yeah, this. I was going to play this, and you heard me say it in the game, so I'm allowed to say that that's what I was going to play. Top engine move, because obviously... he kind of has to trade. I mean, if he plays anything else, then I'm gonna like win a piece. Obviously if he trades, I mean, come on. It wants him to sack the knight, for crying out loud. If he moves the knight to like, it wants him to sack the knight in every. Oh wait, he has no way not to lose the knight, which is really funny. Yeah, so yeah, I was winning regardless. I didn't quite see that the knight would have been lost, but yeah, the game could have continued like this, but obviously I'm winning. Feeling good to be in the 1510s. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.